If you're watching this video, chances are you want to retire early. You just want the freedom to be able to do what you want, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, and live life on your own terms and be free to do what you're passionate about. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to retire in 10 years or less. And no, I'm not drunk. Stay tuned for more. Alright guys, so what's the point of retiring early? Many people will argue with me and then they'll quote, if you love your career, you're not really working. My argument to that is, doesn't matter what career you do, doesn't matter what you do, if you don't have the freedom, if you don't have the time to do the things you love. The job you're doing right now, do you see yourself doing that forever? Would you do it if you didn't get paid? So if you were to tell me you love what you do, but your employer stopped paying you, would you still love what you do? Chances are you're going to tell me no. See, the benefits of retiring 10 years from now, or just retiring early in general, those benefits are priceless. Pretty much every resource we get in this world is replaceable. If you need more food, you can find more food. You can go out to the store and buy more food. If you need more money, you go out and work and make some more money. But the one resource you can't find, no matter how rich you are, no matter how important you are, no matter if you're the president of the United States, it doesn't matter who you are, the one resource you cannot buy back is your time. And that brings me back to the topic of this video. The whole point of retiring early is so you could buy your freedom, so you could buy your time back, and so you could do the things you truly love to do. So you could try the career path that you truly love, try new things, do whatever the hell you want without having to look forward to getting paid for it. Doing things you love because you love them, not because you like what they pay you or because it provides a paycheck. There are many small steps you got to take in order to achieve financial freedom at an early age. But the rules to live by in this video pertain to the following. Rule number 1, figure out your why. Your why is the reason why you want to achieve whatever the hell you want to achieve. You want to get a good body? What's your why? What's the thing that's going to motivate you and push you through thick and thin, through lows and highs, that's going to light the flame under your ass to get you moving, to get you going in the right direction? In other words, your why is a burning desire, something that no one or nothing can distract you from getting, and you're not going to stop till you get it. Rule number 2, figure out how much money you need per month to live. That being said, how much money do you need to cover your expenses? Think about things like housing, transportation, food, utilities, pretty much your basic necessities to live a meaningful life. And you cut the bullshit, and if you cut the things that don't really make you happy, you're going to notice that this number's not really high. If you do like having a fancy lifestyle, that's going to require more money, but at the same time, it's going to require more time. An intelligent person will save up money, invest, and live off of the interest that their investments made. If your lifestyle requires $3,000 per month to live a satisfying life, to cover your basic necessities and some going out money, once you accumulate enough money that yields $3,000 per month profit or $36,000 per year profit every year, then you've covered your expenses and you are free from having to work for money ever again. Rule number 3, don't buy liabilities, buy assets. An average American will go get a job, live paycheck to paycheck, buy luxuries first, eat out a lot, go out a lot, and just live in the moment. But a wealthy person focuses on buying assets. Assets are pretty much investments. Investments bring money into your pocket. Liabilities take money out of your pocket. For example, a type of asset is an investment: real estate, business, peer-to-peer lending, stocks, bonds. Any investment that yields a return, that pays you interest, that is an asset. The problem with Americans today is that they focus on buying depreciating objects, things, luxuries for social acceptance, because nothing says I'm successful like a new house and a brand new Mercedes-Benz. And what makes this all even worse is that the average American also thinks that people that have the fancy cars, the fancy things, the fancy houses, they think those are the people that have money, when in reality those are the people that are broke, because most of the things they have in their life they're financing with money that isn't even theirs yet. While secretly, the wealthy people are living in modest homes, driving modest used cars, not throwing money away on things, and going out every night and blowing their paycheck, buying their friends friends drinks at the bar. So if you want to be able to retire in 10 years, you need to focus on making money and using that money to buy assets, to invest, before you focus on throwing your money away. It's not easy having to delay gratification and to look into the future because we're so accustomed to having things now because we have to keep up with society. I'm not saying don't ever buy the nice things, guys, because everyone's human. Everyone likes to have nice things here and there. The key is focus on having your money make you money before you waste your money on stupid things that you don't have the money for. Once your investments are providing a substantial amount of income, of dividends per month, per year, or whatever, then you can buy the luxuries because now you actually have the money to do it. Rule number 4, don't be in debt. Or if you're in debt, get out of debt. Nowadays, debt is as acceptable as exercising. It's seen as normal. Everybody lives with it. And the only way you could get ahead is by getting into debt. The only way you can buy things is by getting into debt. Mysteriously, I don't know how people think they'll never be able to buy a home without a mortgage. They'll never be able to buy a car without financing it. They'll never be able to have things without putting it on their credit card. They'll never be able to have an education without having thousands and thousands of dollars of student debt. You see, when you're in debt, you're a slave to the lender. Psychologically, it's not fun paying off debt because nothing feels good about paying money to someone just to get you to zero. When you go into debt, you're pretty much guaranteed to having to work longer for someone else to pay them back their money. Being in debt is like being in a hole that you're trying to get out, but meanwhile, while you're trying to get out, you're digging at the bottom. Being in debt also means that you have more monthly payments. If you have a $500 debt payment on a credit card here and then another $500 on another card, even if it's something as little as your phone that's $10, $15, $20 a month, all these things add up, which increase your monthly expenses, which means you never get ahead because you keep repeating the cycle of acquiring more debt and never getting out, which means you never even had a chance for early retirement to begin with. And if you're in debt, and unfortunately, all I gotta say is work your butt off and get to paying that off and focus on getting to net worth of zero because being in the negatives feels really, really bad. And I would know. All right, guys, the 5th rule to retire in 10 years or less is making a budget. You have to make a written budget. You have to know where your money is going, how much money is coming in, how much money is going out every single month. There's no excuses. Before I started tracking my income and my expenses and having a set budget for every month, I pretty much spent money. I never really knew where my money went. Have you ever looked at your W-2 form to see that you made 60, 70, X amount of dollars last year, and then you come to a conclusion and you realize that you have nothing to show for it, and you wonder, where the hell did all my money go? When I started doing my budget, when I started tracking my expenses, I saw everything that went out and I saw everything that came in. Being able to see what came in or what went out, which is the most important part, I was able to realize I was throwing $300, $400 a month on food. I had a subscription here for an account that I don't even use. Or, hey, look, I'm paying way too much for my car insurance. Once you see what goes out, like I said, most importantly, you can actually get a good picture and you can see what you need to start cutting out to see a positive cash flow in your bank account every single month. Just like losing weight, just like losing fat. If you don't know where you're going, if you're not tracking, you don't know where you're going. It's pretty much about having a visual guide that shows you where your money is going. And you're going to discover you're throwing money away on needless things that don't really bring satisfaction to you. And this last rule is probably one of my most important ones. You have to fucking grind. Being able to retire in 10 years or less, it's not as easy as saying it. It's not as easy as just wanting it. You got to put in work. And if you're not making enough income, you have too much debt, get to working hard, get to working multiple jobs. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be very hard, especially with the influences around you. Everyone's going to influence you to do the wrong things with money because that's why majority of people have what they have. They get what they get because they do the same repetitive, meaningless things, and they overconsume on things that just drain them financially. You're gonna have a lot of people talk shit behind your back, hate on you for what you're doing. They're gonna think you're greedy, and trust me, the more you succeed, the more people are gonna hate on you, and they're gonna try to give you advice on things that they don't know, and they're gonna try to discourage you. But not only that, psychologically, you're going to be fighting with yourself. You're going to want to go out. You're going to want to go buy a new car. You're going to want to start a family. You're going to want to buy a new house because you're going to fall in the temptation of the American dream. Remember, the American dream is not as great as people make it out to be. The American dream involves going to school, graduating, getting a good job, getting married, buying a house, buying things here and there, working for 40 plus years, retiring at age 65, and hoping you can do the things that you've always wanted to do at that age once you're retired, when you have no energy, when you're almost dead, and when you have no motivation. Just remember, the real dream is leaving the workforce and being able to enjoy doing the things that you really want to do. Money doesn't tell you what to do anymore. You tell it what to do. I hope you guys follow these rules and really focus on your why and focus on the things that really bring pleasure to you. To me, nothing is more valuable than time. Nothing is more valuable than having the time, the freedom to do things with the people you love, doing the things you like to do, and accomplishing things that most people only dream about. If you have any questions or comments that you'd like answered, I'll be happy to answer them. For more content related to what I talked about today, subscribe to my YouTube channel and I'll keep pumping out content that will not only motivate but help you achieve your dreams. Fuck being average and mediocre.